There are many reasons you might want to track and hunt players in DayZ. For example, target practice or revenge. But here I'm going to give you ways you can actually do it. And it doesn't matter if you have little to no experience in DayZ because I'll be covering all levels. If you like the video, please leave a like or a subscribe, it really helps me out. But without further ado, let's get into the video.
Say hello to my little friend.
Oh, me, I'm gonna need a bigger friend. Firstly, let's start off with the obvious. Gunshots mean action. Players could be hunting or in a firefight and sound travels relatively far in DayZ. Carefully move towards the direction of the shot, but be cautious. Never enter the town until you have line of sight. When people fire guns, they're aware of the fact that they're very loud, so chances are they know you're probably on your way. While scoping a town, if you see infected behaving oddly or wandering aimlessly, or if they've just been recently killed, it means a player has passed through within the last 6 minutes. Here you have two options. Either follow the path of the disturbed infected, this is usually whatever direction heads towards the inland, or scope it out and see if they're still there. If they are still there, there are some ways to find them. When players stay still, they're usually doing one thing: building fires to cook or stay warm, and smoke from these fires is visible from quite a distance, even in dense areas. If you spot smoke rising, it's a sure sign someone is inside. Move towards the smoke carefully, using cover to avoid being spotted. But again, be aware of them setting you up. I usually set people up like this of a night by camping in the house across the road. So as a result, that's usually how I approach an occupied house. From whatever point will put me at the most vulnerable state if I was to scope it out. But what if they've left town? Well, there's a trick here too. Players often go to the same locations for essentials: water wells, medical centers, and military bases. If you've just missed someone in a town or you previously got killed and looted, run back to your body quickly and consider the nearest hotspot for gear. Where is the nearest town heading inland that offers the most resources or options? Revenge can work when you anticipate the logical routes, and this specific tactic works more than you think. You'll know you're closing on a player because of things around you. If you see mushrooms or fruit spawn on the ground or in an area or town you've just entered, it's a good indication a player is nearby. These spawns are dynamic events, meaning they will follow you and other players once you've been in an area for a while. This clue can help you track their movements further. This is one so many people think they know but don't actually. At night, players often use flashlights or headlamps to see, but they don't appear for other players after a certain distance, especially after recent balancing, but using binoculars, scopes, or the rangefinder can let you see them from much further away. This sounds simple. Zoomable objects don't make things larger, they actually zoom in, allowing things to spawn in your vision at much further distances. Bodies in DayZ also tell a story. Fresh looking bodies indicate that players have been there in the last 10 minutes. If there are flies around the corpse, it's been 10 to 20 minutes. Bodies that are severely decomposed suggest the area hasn't seen recent activity. Use these clues to judge the freshness of a player's presence. Many players follow specific loot routes that lead through towns, military bases, and other key locations. There's not really many people traveling in a zigzag, they like to pick the nicest and simplest way inland. By learning these routes or using iZurvive, you can increase your chance of running into others. Patrolling high trafficked areas is a good way to track or ambush players. My favorite one when it actually works is if you have a radio receiver, tune in to listen for player communication. Some players use radios to coordinate plans with their group, especially on some community servers, giving you valuable information about their location and objectives. This is also very useful for roleplay servers. You'd be surprised at how many people have full-blown conversations here thinking nobody else is listening. This can help you set up ambushes or avoid dangerous areas, and is genuinely super useful. But there is one thing that could render everything here completely useless, and that is finding somebody and not knowing what to do. So to learn exactly what you should do when you encounter a player, click here, or for something else, click here. And as always, until next time.